What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to another Calibria Crystal Guardians video, and today we're going to be doing the grind part 4. As always, before we get into the video, I just want to thank all of you guys so much. We just hit 75 subs earlier today, and I can't tell you what that means to me. It means the world to me. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. As we get closer to the 100 sub mark, I am definitely going to do a celebration giveaway for you guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait to give back to you guys the same way you guys give to me and support me. I want to support you back. I'm not going to tell you too much details on that yet, but as we get closer to the 100 sub mark, just be ready for a special giveaway. It's not going to be like the one we have at 5 or 500 or 1,000, but it is going to be a good giveaway. I promise you guys. And I can't wait to do that for you. As always, I hope you guys are being happy, healthy, and safe out there. I know you're going through a lot. I'm going through a lot. It's really hard not working. It takes a lot of getting used to, especially when you're used to working every single day, 12 hours a day. So I know how it is. I just hope everything works out for you, and I hope in the next couple weeks things get better and we all get back to work. Just remember to support, the next person. There's no reason to be like nasty or, rude to people or anything like that. Just try to support the next person, and I promise you it'll come back to you in tenfolds. So, just try to be, loving and caring, and I promise you it's going to come back to you. But I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Also, in the description, I'm going to put my Discord. I have started a Discord so everybody can have a place to like talk and ask each other questions. So I'm going to leave that in the description for you guys. So if you guys are interested in joining my Discord, just add me and then I will add you to the group chat. But as always, I love you guys. Let's get into the video. And thank you again from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you guys. So with no further ado, this is the series where I'm just going to go through my 28 days of progression. I'm going to show you guys where I am in the game. I'm going to show you my monster box. I'm going to do some runs for you guys. I'm going to show you like all my monsters and how they're built, and and just you guys know the general progression of where I am in the game, what I'm doing, and why I am doing it. So we're going to start off with Celine. I'm not going to go through each rune individually, but I'm going to show you the stats, and I'm going to show you the sets. So as you can see, my Celine, we just sanctified her. She's got a ton of HP, some defense, not too much. I think she needs more HP than defense because she's a healer. So I'd like to have a lot of HP on her to make sure that she is, healing as often as possible. The same with the runes. I have a berserk set on her. She takes a ton of turns. So sometimes she uses her heal skill, two times in one turn. So it's absolutely amazing to have berserk runes on Celine. I slept on her for a while. I've been using her so much in the Outer Worlds that, I didn't realize how good she was until I started using her, and now I use her like probably more than my Windwalker in the Outer Worlds because she's definitely a stronger healer for the Outer Worlds. So she is really, really good. She's been really, really good, and I'm enjoying Celine a lot. If you have Celine, definitely build her. She is amazing. We got our Druid. We'll go up here. Again, he's got a ton of defense, ton of HP. So I want to get more hit percentage on him because he strips on his first skill. So I definitely want him to have a little more hit percentage. But for right now, I was just more worried about his HP and defense because I don't want him dying. He's like really important to keep alive in your team because he brings the defense buff, he brings the counterattack, and he brings immunity. And I have him moving the slowest on my team because I want him to put the immunity and the counter attack up after my team moves, not before my team moves. So it's important that you always have your Druid moving last. So just remember that when you guys are, building your Druid, make sure his speed is lower than everybody else's. And keep in mind that he has a high base speed. So if you're using a speed lead, make sure that, his speed is like 4 or 5 under your fastest champion. This way he's not outspeeding them with the base speed lead. Next, we got Mrs. Windwalker. Again, ton of defense, ton of HP, and a ton of speed. Your Windwalker, you want to be the fastest on your team, so you want to make sure that you have a ton of speed on her. Mine is still a little slow because it's really hard to get 6-star speed rooms from Colossus. I was actually getting better drops from C7 than C10, but I am getting more 6-star runes, but it seems that none of them have speed, so it actually takes a lot to really like upgrade your speed. I am working on it. I got her up like 12 speed yesterday. I have a couple more runes I can try to roll and get some speed and maybe get her faster. My goal for her is to have her around like 220, 225, and then I'll be happy for a while. I'm not sure like how fast everybody else's Windwalkers are, but I know in Arena you're going to need the fastest Windwalker if you want to like have a consistent win rate. So this is why you got to make sure you're stacking a lot of speed on her, but at the same time, she's a 3-star, so she needs a ton of HP and she needs a ton of defense. I'll show you her sets. Again, you're going to see a lot of agile and blessing sets because HP and speed, I think, is the most important thing early game. And I'll also show you my Druid. Again, agile and blessing, because again, speed and HP is like the most important thing early game, so just keep that in mind. Most of your sets are probably going to look like this because you're going to be farming C10, and this is like, I would think, some of the best sets from C10 to use. You can also use like a guard set, a defense set. There's no problem with that as well, but I would definitely recommend trying to get some HP or defense extra from the set. Next we have Popo. Again, a ton of defense. His HP is a little low for me. I definitely want to get his HP higher, but he doesn't seem to die because he can really take a hit because this guy's got stacked defense. So it seems that defense-based monsters in this game can really take hits. So I'm not really worried about the HP right now. In the future, I'm definitely going to hire his speed and his HP. I definitely want him faster, and I definitely want more HP on him. Again, you will see we have Agile and Blessing. It's going to be like a theme throughout this whole, like, my whole monster box, because I feel like it's like the best sets early game. I'm not saying it's the end all be all. I know Berserk sets are definitely better, but early game you're going to have a lot of Agile runes and you're going to have a lot of Blessing runes, so you definitely want to take advantage of them. Now we got our Succubus, same thing you saw there, Agile and Blessing. Once again, see, my main teams are all going to be Agile and Blessing because I want them fast and I want them to have a lot of HP. It's really important. Now you'll see again, HP, ton of defense, ton of speed, and she's got a lot of hit percentage. I have the Sanctify on her with more hit percentage. The thing is, I use the Medusa lead, so she gives 41% accuracy. So I use around 60 to 70% accuracy because you don't really want to go over the 100. And in dungeons, you actually don't need 100. You need between 75 and 85. I think it caps out at 75. But it definitely caps out between 75 and 85, so you definitely don't need 100 for dungeon runs. You only need 100 for arena, and even in most cases in arena, unless you're pushing to the top, you still don't even need 100%. So as long as you're in between that 75, 85% mark, you will be fine. You don't have to push, like, you know, all the way to 100 or think that you need 100 to land your debuffs. You definitely don't need 100. I would say 75 to 85% works perfect. I've done a lot of testing on it, and it definitely works just as good as having 100 as having 85 or 75%. I would stick closer to 85, but 75 is also fine. And again, you'll see Agile and Blessing. And then we have our Lynch. Now we'll get into the attack sets. Once again, you guys can use these stats as a comparison. Once I got these stats on him, like little by little, these stats, he one-shots every stage of back pull. So just use this as a comparison. You need to have at least this much attack, this much crit rate and crit damage, and you need to have his first and second skill maxed in order to one-shot back pulls. I could actually put a full attack set on him, and he would ignore defense, and then I could probably lower his attack a little bit. But I like to have some HP because he was getting one shot sometimes, and you definitely don't want him dying because you're going to waste, you know, your energy and all that stuff, and you don't want to waste anything when you're farming. You want to make sure you're as efficient as you can possibly be. So this is why I have a Blessing set for now. In the future, I'm definitely going to switch him to a full attack 6-piece set, and then he'll be ignoring defense. But for right now, he's still one shots, back pulls 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's all I need him to do. So this is why he is built this way. Next, we'll get into our famous Mummy. You guys know I love the Mummy. Even though I have Medusa, I still use the Mummy. The Mummy is great. He's excellent. I love him. Now, I could have him with a lot more defense. I like to stack HP. He is a defense-based monster, so in the future, I'm definitely going to get more defense on him. But the problem I had is when I switched his slot 6 hit percentage rune here, I didn't have any defense runes, so I only had HP runes. So it's okay if you don't have defense and you have to run HP, it works just as good. I mean, he's not going to hit as hard, but he's still going to land his debuffs, and that's really what you're using him for, just to land his poisons. So for me, he works fine like this. In the future, as you can see, though, this rune does have 18% defense on it, but in the future, I'm definitely going to switch it to a defensive slot 6 because he's defense based. But you can definitely run him as an HP. There's no problem with it. He works just as good. He's not dying as much anymore, so it definitely works fine. I like to have a counter attack set on him, so when the giant slaps him, he hits back and puts up more poisons. So like the more poisons, the better. So counterattack on the Mummy is very, very good. You can actually run a full counterattack set on him if you like. But I'd like to have speed. You guys know I love my speed, and his base speed is so low, it's really, really hard to get speed on this guy, so you're definitely going to probably need an agile set to make up for that low base speed. Okay, and next we got our Mushi. I actually changed his runes as well. I had a crit damage slot 4. I will show you guys here. I switched it to an attack, and he's actually hitting harder with an attack slot 4 than he was with a crit damage slot 4. I believe like you need a certain amount of attack before you can start stacking crit damage. So if you guys don't have enough attack, you don't feel bad running a slot 4 attack. He actually hits just as hard as he was hitting with the crit damage rune. So just keep that in mind. Like if you don't have good crit damage slot 4s, or if you don't have enough attack on him, you can definitely run an attack slot 4 and run a 6-piece attack set, and then he's going to ignore defense anyway. So this guy's hitting actually harder than when I had the slot 4 crit damage rune on him. He's amazing. He actually one-shots everything in arena now. I love him. He's like a great attacker. Very happy I pulled him. Top tier. If you have him, definitely build him, and don't be shy of putting out a slot 4 attack on your attackers, because they do hit just as hard. Because I think in this game they scale like a lot off of attack more than crit damage. So don't feel bad using like, attack. There's no problem with that. I know in Summoning War, like it's different, but in this game you could definitely run attack, and he'll definitely hit just as hard as if you have a crit damage slot 4. Okay, and next on the list, we got our Arcanist. Now, Arcanist is amazing. She's like my top 2. I love her. I love her and Medusa, or Medusa and the Mummy and the Abyss Lord. Those 4 on a team, it's amazing, and I'll show you guys why. Because her third skill here, spread the target's negative stats effects to all enemies, immediately getting another turn. So now if you have an enemy that has like 4 or 5 poisons and a couple HP burns, she takes those debuffs and puts them on the entire team. It is an amazing skill. I love it so much. She is great. So if you pair her with like Medusa and Abyss Lord, there is just so many debuffs up on the enemies. You don't even need a defense break, guys. That's how good it is. You don't even need a defense break on your team if you're running an Arcanist with a couple debuffers. That's how good she is. Now, I don't have her built as attack, as you can see. I just have a ton of defense, a ton of HP, and a ton of hit percentage on her. You see I have her at 57% with the Medusa lead. She's at 100%, so she's always hitting her attack down, she's always hitting her poisons, and she's always hitting her buff spread skill. She works amazing like this. I love her. I'm going to skill her up next. She's like one of my favorite monsters, and I can't wait to skill her up because she is amazing. Okay, next we got the Ripper. Ripper's going to be in my 3-star C10 team on Tuesday. He's amazing. He's got bleeds. He ignores defense. He's got 100% crit rate. This guy is amazing. He hits like a truck. See, the great thing about him is you don't need any crit rate. You could just totally stack crit damage on him, because his third skill, I'll show you here. His third skill, he gets 100% crit rate, and he ignores 50% of the defense. So you want to stack attack and crit damage on this guy, and this guy hits like a truck. But you can also build him as just a support and just use him for his bleeds. It's totally up to you. This guy's very flexible. You can build him however you want. He'll work both ways. It's no problem. It's totally up to how you want to build him. And then one more thing, I want to show you my Mushi too. You might just notice my Mushi has a lot of speed. He's got 180 speed, and plus the Windwalker buff, it puts him over 100, and that gives him an extra 30% crit rate. That's why I'm running him at 157 crit rate, because with those buffs, he's going to 100% crit rate. So you guys see, I always synergize my stats and my runes to work together. So I'm using everything to work together. So I'm not, I'm not going over stats, and I'm min-maxing my stats for the runes that I have. It works great. Next, we got Abyss Lord. This guy is amazing. I love him so much. When I pulled him, I didn't know how good he was, but this guy is amazing, especially on Berserk runes. This guy takes like 4 or 5 turns sometimes. He puts up so many HP burns. It's amazing, and he's defense based, and this guy counterattacks. So every time he gets hit, he counterattacks, and he's just putting up so many HP burns, and he never dies because he's defense based. If you have this guy, love this guy, build this guy. He is amazing. I love him a lot. I run him with my Arcanist and my Medusa, and it's just it works perfect. I think I got my C10 runs like to like 1.5 minutes now with him, Medusa, and the Arcanist. Like they're together, they synergize so well. It is such a great team. This guy is so strong, and definitely use him. The fact that he's defense based makes him even stronger. So you just stack a ton of defense on this guy, and he's gonna do work for you. Let me just make sure I showed you guys these sets. This one again is agile and HP, the same as before. I have her on an attack set and a counter attack. The reason I have her on a counter attack is because her skill 1 has an attack down, so I want to make sure she always has her attack down up on the boss. So I like to have counter attack on her as well. Mushi, I think I showed you guys, full attack set, ignores defense. And now we get to Mr. Archmage. Mr. Archmage, we got a crit rate set, and we got an attack set on him. This guy, again, he's amazing. I feel like a lot of the monsters in this game are really, really good. They really did a good job at like balancing the 3 stars, the 4 stars, and the 5 stars. The only issue I see sometimes is that some of the 3 stars are better than the 5 stars, and it shouldn't be that way. But every one of these monsters are actually really good in their own way. So they actually did a really good job of balancing that out, and I will give them a lot of credit for that. But this guy hits like a truck. You know, you don't need, you put about 70-75% crit rate, you stack crit damage and attack, and this guy's going to hit so hard. Also, he lowers the skill cooldown on the enemy turn every time he gets a turn. So I probably will switch him to a Berserk set in the future just for that, but I don't have enough Berserk runes to go around right now, so I have to, you know, I had to use what I could. I think we skipped Medusa here. Again, Medusa, she's a little slow. I want her much faster, but I got enough hit percentage on her. I got a ton of HP, and we got a decent amount of defense, so I definitely want more defense, and I definitely want more speed on her, but for now, it gets the job done. She's amazing. I love her kit. She's like, breaks the game. That's how good she is. She's just as good as Popo. Her and Popo are like top tier, like game breakers. If you have them, use them. They're amazing. I'll show you her sets. We have her on a full Berserk set, so she gets a 30% chance to take an extra turn. So she puts up so many poisons, and again, paired with the Arcanist and the Abyss Lord, there's just so many debuffs up. You don't even need a defense break because everything is just dying from all the debuffs. Okay, we got him. As I told you guys, I'm not really using him. I don't plan on using him anytime soon, but the Necromancer is amazing. I will definitely be using him in the lair. When I get to the lair stages, I'll definitely build him then, but for now, he's on the back burner. Same thing with my Angel of Death. I'm not using her right now, but again, she's great. Attack down, speed slow, attack down, defense down. She's great. If you don't have anything else, definitely build her. I probably will build her in the future for the lair, but for now, she's on the back burner. Same thing as my Lumi. I think I have like blue and purple runes on her. Yes, blue and purple runes. She's on the back burner. Again, she's going to be amazing for the outer worlds and the lair, but for now she's on the back burner because I'm just farming C10 right now. My main focus is C10 to get my speed sets over 200. That is my goal. I want 3 speed sets over 200. Once I do that, then I'll move on to Leviathan, and then I'll move on to the outer worlds. I am doing a little bit here and there, but for now my main focus is C10. We got our tank. I'm about to 6-star her soon. Again, I use her for a stripper, and I use her for a tank, and I use her for an HP block. That's all I use her for. So again, agile HP. I'll show you the stats. Ton of HP, some defense, lots of speed. Good to go. With her, you don't need much. You're just using her to take hits, and you're using her to strip, and you're using her for an HP block. I am building Flame Spirit now. I'm working on her now. I've actually been watching a lot of videos, and I don't think she's as bad as everybody thinks she is. I think she just really needs intensive runes. Like, she needs some really, really good runes. So as I farm better runes, I will get her built, and I will show you guys if she hits like a wet noodle or not, because everybody says she hits like a wet noodle, but we will definitely test it out sooner than later. We got our swordsman here. I'm working on him as well. Again, he's kind of like a cheat code, so I don't want to build him quite yet. I want to show you guys a full 3-star team. And I don't, like, again, I just have like just some runes thrown on him, nothing crazy. I'll build him in the future, so we'll do a guide on him in the future. Now, we are working on our Goblin, and we are working on our Wyatt. These are going to be on our 3-star C10 team on Tuesday. These are both really good 3-star champions. They're just as good as some 5-star champions. So if you have them, build them. They are great. As I get runes and stuff on them on Tuesday, I will show you guys the final product for that. I'm working on a Cupid as well because Cupid is amazing in Arena. He's got some really good buffs and debuffs, so I'm building him for Arena. I pulled the Boxer last time. I'm building her. I'm going to start building her because she's really good as well. I was reading her kit, and she's got a really fantastic kit for a 3-star. And I want to show you guys 3 stars more than 5 stars, so that's why I'm building all these 3 stars now. Same thing with the Mermaid. She's very good too. You'll definitely get a lot of use out of her, so I'm going to build her as well because I want to build a lot of 3 stars. As you guys can see, I want to try to keep it as free-to-play friendly as I can with you guys, so that's why I'm building all these 3 stars now, so we can do some, like, so we could do Leviathan, and we could do Colossus 10. We could do it with 3 stars instead of using all 5 stars. I'll show you my storage. Same thing as last time, just leveling up all our foods. I want to build some of these Holy Swordsmen because everybody tells me that Holy Swordsman is amazing for speed runs. We're going to check that out as well. I can't wait to do that. We fed all of our devil mobs. We only got 2 right now. But that's pretty it for the champion situation. That's what I'm working on. I'll be working on the Goblin Engineer, Wyatt, and Cupid, and the Mermaid, and the Boxer. Those will be my next 6 stars. That's what I'm working on now. So now after that, we are working with C10. I will show you guys a C10 run. This is my 5-star C10 run right now with one 4-star, the Druid, as you can see. So we'll do a run for you guys so you guys can see it. I hope it doesn't fail. No, it usually doesn't fail. But as you guys can see, the main reason I also want to show you guys this team is because there's no defense break on this team. I do not need a defense break on this team because I'm bringing so many debuffs and so many, like, you know, freezes and whatever you want to call them. What Medusa does, like some type of like stone thing. You see how they're all stoned up? They can't move like that. Now you guys saw that. You saw what the Arcanist just did. You see all those debuffs. This is why I don't have a defense break on this team, because I do not need a defense break on this team. Look at all those debuffs, guys. They're going to take a turn, and they're all going to be dead. This is why I say the Arcanist is like triple S tier, guys. If you have her, build her tanky. Don't build her for damage. Build her tanky. You want her extending those debuffs, and that's really all you're using her for. Attack down and extending debuffs. You want HP, defense, and hit percentage. Those are the most important things you want on your Arcanist. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab a drink. But you guys saw how she extended those debuffs. She took like 3 debuffs and turned them into 100. It's actually it's like really, it's like amazing to watch, you know, like to see all those debuffs up there. And let's hope she does it again here. But again, I usually don't have an issue with this team. I haven't had an issue with this team. I can't remember the last time this team actually failed. I think it was a long time ago. I mean, I've been running it for like 17 hours straight, and I have no issues with it. So I know it's a 5-star team with the Windwalker and the Druid. I have a 3-star team working for you guys. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm grinding, and this is what I'm grinding, and this is how I'm grinding it right now. But we'll definitely get into those 3-star team, guys. I definitely have some free-to-play stuff coming for you guys. It's just I feel like if you have all these good monsters, you might as well use them, you know? Spaceball likes his monsters, you know? Eventually, I'm going to build everything in the game because that's just the way I am. I love to build stuff. Like, building stuff is my favorite part of these games. Like, I just love building and runing, and I really love this game because you don't have to pay for rune removal. So I just be moving my runes back and forth all the time, switching them from this one to that one, seeing what works better, seeing what doesn't. But you saw the Abyss Lord there. He took a bunch of turns, and he gets up like all those HP burns. I mean, now, this isn't the fastest team in the world. I think it's about a 2-minute, 2.5 minute, depending on RNG. But it never fails, and for me, with the auto runs, time doesn't really matter. As long as it's under 3 minutes, I'm not really worried about the time. I could add a defense break to this and probably make it a lot faster. But with all these debuffs, guys, I don't think I need a defense break. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you had a team like this, would you run a defense break? I don't think it's necessary because it's doing the same thing anyways. It's just the debuffs are slowly killing them regardless. So I think having a defense break is only going to speed it up probably like 10 to 15 seconds. You see that? All that damage. He takes his double hits. Everything I have is so tanky. Counterattack, and he's done. And look at all those debuffs, guys. It's just, I call this the debuff team. The debuff down team. Debuffs like crazy. But that's it. He's done. You know, and by the time he even takes another turn, the Druid's going to have us all back to normal. Get our health up. So even when he takes another turn, all those debuffs are going to kill him. But as you see, that's my 5-star. That's my 5-star C10 team. On Tuesday, I will show you my other team. But that's it for that one. So we're grinding this every day. Well, it's nice to see a 6-star rune. I haven't seen a lot of these lately. But no speed. We're looking for speed. Agile, we want speed. This rune is okay. If it rolls speed on the 3rd or 4th roll, then it'll be okay. But defense and crit damage, I mean, there's very specific monsters you can use this on, like maybe the Abyss Lord or something like that. But again, you want some speed. So I don't know if it's even worth rolling up, but we will keep it. We will show you my Outer Worlds teams as well. I'll show you where I am here. I haven't been grinding this at all. I just do a couple runs here and there. I'll do a run now to show you my team. This is the team I was using. Yeah, but I would actually rather use Medusa. I'm not sure why. I think I had that team picked for a reason, because I think the last run, like, it was the infinities were weird. So I had that team picked. I think we can run with this. And what else do we want to put in there? I guess we could put Arcanist. That looks like a good team. I love Arcanist. She is so amazing. Like, just putting Arcanist with Medusa together, it's a really great thing, because she just extends everything. But as you can see, you know, we're still kind of lower. I think we're only at like level floor 61. So we're still doing okay with this. Nothing too crazy. But as you can see, easy peasy. Sometime during the week, once we get the new DSLR, I have fixed this camera a lot. It's came a long way. It looks a lot better than it was looking. But I still want to wait for the DSLR before I start doing crazy dungeon runs like over and over and over again. But that's coming next week, guys. Don't worry. But this is our 28 days in. And I think we're doing good for 28 days in. We're not even a full 30 days in. And we can fully run L10, C10, all the magic 10s. We can run all those. We can probably get really high in this. We could probably even do the layer if we wanted to. But like I said, I like to focus my attention on runes. So that's why I'm only hitting C10 right now. I'll probably be hitting C10 for like the next month until I really get my speed sets to where I want them. I think it's important to have 3 really good speed sets before you start moving on in the game. So that's what I'll be focusing on. Speed, 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 speed. I should have brought a heal block here for that Dragoon. Is that a Dragoon or is that a Valkyrie? And I do have a heal block. I forgot the Succubus has a heal block. I can't tell if that's a Dragoon or a Valkyrie. I think it's Dragoon. But Dragoon she's really good, guys. She's got like a passive that like she heals. Like every time she gets hit, she heals. Sometimes she could be a real pain in the, a real pain in the behind. But that's it for that. That's what we're doing there. I'll show you guys the Spire. I'm not going to do a run here, but we're on floor 62. Eventually, we're going to go up and up and up and up and up. This floor actually got a little tricky for me, but I'll show you guys. You see, like, it starts making it so you can only use, like, 4 stars or certain infinities. So you really got to have a really, like, in-depth monster box to start really grinding this stuff. I'm sure I can get this done. I haven't really tried it yet, but I'm sure if I, worked on it and moved my runes around, I can get past this floor. But it's not something I'm going to focus on right now, again, because I'm more focused on C10 than anything else. I showed you guys my arena team last time. I'll show you again, just to show you why not. This is the grind part 4, so we're going to show you everything that we're grinding. And this is the team I've been using. Mushi as my nuker instead of the Lynch, because now my Mushi has got a lot of speed on him. My Lynch seems to be too slow, so I definitely like to use speed. So my Lynch one-shots like better because he's got better runes, but Mushi does the job just fine, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, easy peasy. That's my arena team. And again, I'm just farming arena. I'm not pushing arena. I'm just farming it, and I'm not pushing it. So eventually when I push it, we'll get more into the arena concept itself. So that's it for that. I'm still buying my Devilmon every single week. I will show you. See, we're still making sure we buy that Devilmon every single week. I'll show you my guild stuff. I'm actually looking for a new guild, guys. If anybody's in the A2 server and you guys got a good guild, let Spaceballs know. Spaceballs is looking for a new guild. This guild, it's not that it's a bad guild. It's just that it's like a new guild, and there's not a lot of people in it, and I'm like progressing pretty fast. So if anybody has a guild for Spaceballs in the A2 server, please let me know. I will join it. I will hang out with you guys. We'll talk. We'll chat. Let me know. But I'll show you what I'm doing for now. As you can see, I'm rank 1. I hit this every single day as many times as I can. You get a lot of good stuff from this. You see the rewards here. I get my 600 points, and I use those points for my shop. And in my shop, I'm only buying Athenia right now. I'm only buying her until I get her. Once I get her, then I'll start buying my my rainbow cat every single week. But I'm gonna make sure that I get her first. Once I get her, then I'll start using my medals on that. But for now, I want to get her first. It's only 50, so you only have to do it for 5 weeks. After 5 weeks, you're good to go. And then you can move on to your Ascension cat. And the Honor Shop, the same thing. I'm only buying my cat. You guys know that. Here, sometimes I buy like the 2 stars in the books because I'm grinding the growth plan right now. And you guys know that grinding those 2 stars on the growth plan, it is crazy. And you need so many 2 stars and so many 1 stars that sometimes you need to do what you got to do. So you guys can see here, I think this is the last level of the growth plan. I'm pretty sure this is the last level. So this will be our last sacred summon. As you guys can see, I've been grinding hard, and I still have a ton of 2 stars left to do. It just gets so tedious, guys, that I don't want to do it. It's like I do it for like an hour, and I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And I still got 48 left, so that's like another like 8. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. You guys know it's a lot because you guys are probably doing the same thing. But as you can see, everything else is finished, and we're almost done with that. So we get that done. We'll get our Sacred. We'll do another summoning session. I can't wait for that. I'd love to do summons with you guys. Spaceballs love summons. You guys know that. But I think that's pretty much it for what we're doing and what we're grinding. Again, we're doing all of our events we're making sure we check these every single day. We check these and make sure that we're doing them. The same thing with the holiday event. We check this every day. Make sure that we get our flips in because we want to make sure that we are finishing these before the time runs out and the event goes away. So I'll show you here. Oh yeah, we're almost done with this. We just got to get our Devilmon and we're out of here. I don't know if you can run this again. I don't think so. I think it's a one-time fits all. So we just got one more. We collected everything but the mana in the first one because I didn't know that you need to do precision flips. So after I skipped the mana, I started doing precision flips only, and I was able to collect everything. So I don't know if this to show. Some people were saying that you can't finish the board if you do all precision flips, but that's not true because I finished the board and I'm not doing all precision. I did all precision flips except for the first one, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, so that's we doing all our quests as well every day. We've been working on these. I haven't been going too crazy with these, but I do want to finish these sooner than later. Some of them I could finish right now. I just haven't bothered with it because I'm so focused on getting speed runes. So we're really just really grinding C10. That's really what I'm doing right now. 28 days in, and I'm just grinding C10 over and over and over. And I'm using my, my arena tokens, my Apex tokens, and I'm just hitting the necessities. And once I do the necessities, I go straight back to C10 because C10 is the most important thing early game. I'll also show you why we're here. I'll show you the other worlds. I always call them the outer worlds, the other worlds. I gotta remember that. The lair. I did this one today. I just did a like a test run. I beat him no problem. It was like a 4.5 minute run. It was kind of easy. I beat him. I got like a rune upgrade thing. It was a crit rate thing that I can add like 1% crit rate to one of my runes. So this is pretty cool. Again, I'm nowhere near ready for this. I just wanted to test it out to see how it worked. This could be a little challenging. We'll get to this in a couple weeks, but I did test it out just so you guys know. Lots of fun. I love it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go back to you guys. I showed you this. Did I show you any Thanos run? I can't. Oh, I should have saved to my Thanos run so I could have showed you. I'm getting about an AA plus. My first team gets an A plus. My second team gets an A. So I think it goes up to like S or double S or something like that. But for and now AA plus is great. As long as you're getting an AA plus, you're getting good stuff. So don't worry about that. This is mostly based on runes. So if you don't have like a lot of plus 15 star runes, plus 15 runes, you're not going to get probably over an A to an S or something like that. But don't worry about that. An AA plus is totally fine until you get your runes up there into the plus 15 area. So I think that's pretty much it. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll do another C10 run for you guys before we go. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying the game, guys. 28 days in, I am not bored at all. I love the game a lot. I like what the developers are doing. They're listening to us, except for the server situation, but they actually put out, like I told you guys, they put that thing out on Facebook to get everybody's opinion. So make sure you go to Facebook, Calibria, and you give your opinion if you don't like the multiple servers so they can stop it now before it gets out of control. I gave my opinion. I'm not going to say it here because it's just my opinion, but you guys go give your opinion. I'm on the A2 server. I think we should be able to switch it at least once, but again, it's totally up to them. They should at least let us switch our server once. For someone like me that accidentally just didn't know there was a server and I just kind of clicked the screen and I got stuck in the A2 server, I would have rather been on the worldwide server because I'd rather play with like the YouTubers and stuff like that. But I do love the A2 server, the A2 server. It's really fun. There's a lot of great people on this server, so I'm definitely enjoying it. So I'll probably end up staying here now regardless, but I know for a lot of other people they're upset because they don't want their server to die. They want to make sure their server stays strong, and they have a lot of new players coming in, so this way the server stays fun, and I understand that 100%. Trust me, Spaceball gets it. Spaceballs gets it. So just make sure you go and voice your opinion over there on Facebook. They have like it's like a little sheet with a bunch of like circles, and it asks like 5 questions. Just fill in your answers to the questions, send it in, and you're good to go. This way you can voice your opinion, But yeah, but that's pretty much it for this, guys. For this one, guys. Again, we're 28 days in. We're grinding C10 like crazy. We're upgrading our runes every single day. We're upgrading our monsters that we're using in C10 first, and then we're going on to the other ones. Tuesday we'll do a totally C10 free-to-play team. That will be on Tuesday. But as always, before we go, guys, thank you guys again. We just hit 75 subs early this morning. It made my heart jump. I love you guys so much. It means the world to me. It's absolutely amazing, and I love you guys. So once we hit 100 subs, we're going to do a giveaway. It's going to be a celebration giveaway for Spaceballs hitting 100 subs so I can give back to you guys. I know you guys are going to love it. So I'm sure that's going to happen maybe early next week or maybe into the week after that. I'm sure it'll be sooner than later. But as always, guys, I hope you guys are being happy, healthy, and safe. Stay safe out there. Be kind to the next person. And I love you guys. Remember that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.